Welcome to Sugar and Spice, your weekly podcast exploring all things feminine through the lens of two very different women.
Very different women. We're talking sex, relationships, people, philosophy, culture, religion.
Everything in between.
All of the things. Should we start off with an outfit check?
We should. You go first, Spice?
Okay.
Spice is wearing vintage Cavalli dress, vintage designer boots from an unknown Italian designer, and a Prada bag.
Okay, Sugar is wearing beautiful accessories by Zara, necklace and earrings. Top is Wheels and Dolls, baby. Pants are Zara. Shoes are ASOS, and bag is from Yaya.
Drink check.
Drink check. What are you drinking, Sugar?
For all things sweet, I've got a Gordon's pink gin.
And I've got a Tommy's Margarita by Curative.
Curative? Cheers, baby. Alrighty, first episode.
Let's start it.
Okay, so I'm Lexi and I'm Sugar because I'm super sweet, but I'm your classic sweetheart, I guess. And I'm a Capricorn double Taurus, which is triple Earth, and Raquel hates that.
Oh,
Whatever.
I'm Spice. I'm Raquel, triple fire sign. And I'm spicy because, why am I spicy?
You're a siren. You're a beautiful seductress.
I need someone else to say those things for me.
You are, I guess you embody all things about being a very beautiful and confident woman that I aspire to.
I love you. That's so cute. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, so let's get into it, starting with the tea. Okay, so obviously all over TikTok right now, can't escape it. My algorithm just loves to keep showing me all these cheating men, but Adam Levine, the tea. So one of Adam Levine's mistresses has just come out speaking.
There's more.
Yeah, there's 4 now.
Wow.
There's 4. There's a yoga teacher and I think 2 other like Insta baddies.
Okay, man's been busy.
Man's been busy. But
Man's been every day. Sorry.
The tea was spilled because he had DM'd one of his mistresses and asked or told her that he was expecting a baby, Sumner, and that he was thinking of potentially naming the baby after the mistress, which is just crazy. Imagine your baby's like 8 and it comes out.
Wow. And then she'd come on to TikTok and spilt the whole story.
I guess to cover herself.
Because apparently someone was going to sell the story to the tabloids.
So I guess that just forms the basis of what we want to talk about in this first episode, which is dating with standards and self-worth and just escaping the treacherous cheating world, which I've fallen victim to, but I don't think you have.
No, I've never been cheated on. Not to my knowledge.
But yeah, I wish it would get off my algorithm because I'm sick of seeing cheaters. It reminds me of one particular person, an Irishman.
It kind of ties into Emrata as well.
Oh, yeah. Which is a continuous conversation, I guess, about how hot women don't get cheated on, which is ridiculous because it's not down to the woman, it's obviously the man.
It's so funny that everyone on TikTok was like, even Emrata got cheated on, as if you being beautiful deters you from being cheated on, or that beautiful people shouldn't be cheated on, but if you're not beautiful, then
100%.
Like,
but that just leans into this whole, like, if you look perfect, like, how could you ever be cheated on? But that's usually down to the man. And if
Beyonce got cheated on.
100%. There's an endless list of incredibly hot women that have been cheated on. But yeah,
and
I guess, and men, 100%.
People.
But this is, I guess, really set on that hot woman stereotype. Because Bahati's also a Victoria's Secret model and they make that a big point. They're like, she's a Victoria's Secret model. Like, how is she getting cheated on? It's like, babies, like, and go and cheat no matter what. Doesn't matter what you look like, which is obviously really sad. But yeah, so should we spill our dating tea?
Yeah, so this episode is about dating with standards. How do we create these standards? What do standards mean? Different for all of us. I think Lexi has a really good insight on this because
I've had a big standards glow up this year, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's like a lot due to Raquel. Raquel's like a really good dating teacher. She's really good at just like schooling you in how to date with self-worth. But when you get cheated on, your self-worth just drops. Like, you try and enter the next relationship with as much self-worth as you have, but obviously when that just gets walked all over in the previous relationship, it's hard to then date the next one without any of that lingering. So
Because it creates trust issues. for
100%.
sure.
But then also kind of creates some form of like ego issues as well and self-worth, because I can say the next relationship after that first one, after the cheater, was even worse. And I think I went into that, I've had this realization this week actually, that I think I went into that thinking it was super safe because he definitely was not worthy of me. And I thought, okay, this is going to be like a safe option. And I get that question all the time. They're like, how did he get you? And I'm like, I don't know. And I think I did it because it felt really safe. But then it turned out to be the worst thing I've ever done in my life. So
Can we talk about when he took you away? So Lexi didn't tell me any of the stories about this ex because she knew it would probably trigger me. And
well, I knew you would tell me off and tell me to leave. And I don't know why I didn't want to go. That's the crazy thing.
tell the people what he did.
So we were dating for about, I think it was 8 months at this point. Like we were in. And he wanted to take me away. So he took me away. And I got back and I got an email. And it was an Excel spreadsheet invoice of all of the expenses for that weekend to the cent. And it was like, here you go, here's your half. You need to pay for it. And I was shocked. I must have told you that.
I don't think you did.
No, did I conceal that from
I would have
you?
called the police.
Yeah. So I guess that's like one of the most trauma stories from last year in terms of that. I mean, there's a lot more in that relationship that was massively traumatic. But I think the value in that, just that action itself to me was like, he didn't think I was worthy of like him spoiling me or taking me away and showing me how much he loved me. In that sense, it was his idea to take us away. So I think it's the person that initiates and the man like wanting to show you how much they love you. And all right, so I'm going to say my biggest dating lesson for this year is date multiple people.
Lexi had no idea that you could date multiple people.
No, which
And
is
that
so
someone
crazy.
had to earn exclusivity
Yeah.
as opposed to just awarded that to them because they...
It's an energy thing for me though. Like if I'm talking to one person, I honestly don't have the time. I didn't have the energy or time to just keep, multiple people at once. It's exhausting.
You say that, but it's more energy depriving when you're with someone who drains your energy as opposed to speaking to multiple people and then you deciphering yourself which one you then...
But then I thought it's also super fun. Like you go out and you actually date multiple people and you get to meet different people, different types of people and really curate like exactly what you're into rather than just ending up with some trauma person who is going to treat you like shit because you thought it was right in that moment and you gave no one else a shot. Because that's what happened last year, I'm going to say. The self-worth standards dating situation, I think for me, was very absent because I thought I didn't have a dad. I have a stepdad who I love to the nth degree, but I wasn't raised with a paternal figure up until the age probably like 12. And we commonly speak about how I think that really shakes up your standards as women because you don't really have much to compare it to in a way. Whereas you had two very, very strong male figures in your life.
My brother and my dad.
And I say you almost date like a man in a way.
Do I?
Do. Yeah. And if we would ever date, no. But sorry.
Yeah, I think going through bad dating experiences when I was younger led me to have super high standards as I've aged.
Yeah.
And standards doesn't mean expectations because they're very different. Standards are on me, expectations are on you. You don't want to put that on somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? So dating with standards means, for example, if my standard is communication, if this person doesn't communicate enough with me, then I'm going to alter how or modify my behavior with that person, saying that maybe I won't be as interested, maybe I won't want to hang out with them.
You taught me to see that as a turn off.
It's a turn off.
Because I always used to be like, maybe make a slight accommodation, but it is a turn off if they're not like treating you in the way that you want.
But you can also be vocal with that. So,
yeah, 100%.
You know, communication is my love language. I need to be spoken to, or I like to go on dates, or, you know, I don't feel like there's much effort from you in a playful way.
Yeah.
At the start, for sure. Not in like a serious way. And
effort.
Yeah, I guess
goes a long way.
Effort is every woman's love language. Because you have to date with abundance.
Yeah,
you can't date with a
100%.
scarcity mindset. And I think for me, I promised myself when I was 15 that I would never have a boyfriend until I was like in my mid-20s. I had the strongest relationship with myself. I really knew myself, and then I would allow someone into my life.
And you really stuck to that.
I did.
We dated completely opposite. You've really stuck to that. And I think, like I say to my little cousins who are girls, who are teens, don't date. Same thing. Do not date until you're in your late 20s because it's honestly, like for me, just a bit of a waste of time until you're really short of yourself.
I think you need to evolve into the person that you are. And that's how you build standards. When you're dating at such a vulnerable age, you're kind of growing with someone as opposed to like growing in your own and then allowing someone into your life.
Yep.
Who just enriches your life. Yeah. Because
completely
I am my
agree
own
with that.
boyfriend, I'm my own girlfriend, I'm my own everything. And I think that's important to be whole and then to allow someone into your life that elevates you as opposed to somebody that fills in this gap that you hold.
It's a tricky one though, because do you not have any boyfriends or relationships? I guess you did that. You didn't have any relationships.
I dated
until-
around.
Yeah.
Still went on dates.
But you never
Still
made
had
it like
fun.
exclusive.
No.
Never gave him the rite of passage in that sense.
No, and you will see actually when you tell a man that I don't do boyfriends, I don't date, that this is fun, I'm just enjoying my time with you, they will work to be that exception.
Because it's usually flipped, I would say.
It challenges the ego. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually flipped. It challenges the ego as I'm going to be that person that's going to change the way that she thinks. I'm going to be that person. No, honey, you know. No matter how
Not
much I
until
like
I'm
you,
after 25.
I love me more.
I love that. I wish I learned that earlier, honestly. It's taken me until the 28 this year.
Because you have to be so comfortable being alone.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
I think the comfort in being completely solo and not needing to rely on anyone else is the most liberating feeling.
100%.
Yeah, and it's taken me 28 years.
And then you can get to scary territory when you're on my end where you love being alone so much that like being with someone is like, I don't know, it's like so scary. My commitment phobe, my phobia, my...
But
But
Raquel has a really interesting European story
I do.
for the people. Tell them.
So I have a man,
She does, and he's gorgeous.
which is such a big thing for me. If anyone
Yeah.
knows me, I do not date people like that.
And she's always said to me, like, when I meet my man, it's going to be like the most turbo, we're almost going to be married in like 3 days. Mm-hmm. And that's
I'm that type
essentially
of
what
person. I can
happened.
meet someone and get married to them on the same day.
And that's kind of what happened.
I mean, we're not married, but soon. Questions. Okay, I asked you guys on my Instagram for some questions.
For the tea.
And we've got some tea, but we're going to start off with, I think, an interesting question. The concept of why people view sex on the first date is a bad idea. What's your view on this, Lexi?
I think it's all intention based. If you, no, that's tricky though, because it would depend on the people.
Okay.
I think if you can sense that the person you're with is slightly judgy or that their intentions are the same as yours, maybe a bad idea for me personally. Or if I'm dating with intention, if I know I'm like, I really like this person and I want to see where it could go on a much deeper level rather than just the physical, because the physical is physical at the very beginning if you don't have the deep connection yet. I personally would wait. If the person I wasn't that interested in but I like them physically, maybe I wouldn't wait. But my boyfriend right now, we waited a month. Just naturally though, it wasn't something that we were like, no, we're going to wait. It's just happened that way. And I think we really bonded so beautifully, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, all of the things. And then when we came together physically, it was another level deeper that kind of bonded us in that way. So I think intentions are behind that decision. But if you want to do it, maybe just do it.
I think when you're talking about men, strictly heterosexual relationships, make him wait. Make him wait as long as you can. 3 months, 5 months, a year, whatever he can handle. And this is because men like to feel special. Extend the courting period as long as you can. Make these men wait and make them work for you. Allow them to show you that they're a man that is deserving of your body. Because it's so important as women that we hold our feminine energy, our bodies. And this is if you want to date someone. If you want to have some fun,
Yeah, I was
fuck him on the
just gonna
first
say
date.
that.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
But if you want a man to really, really desire you and see a future with you, make him wait. Men are very physical beings and they like to feel special. If they've worked hard for you, they see you as this divine prize.
Which you are.
Play on that. Play on the masculinity. Play with your own femininity and make them wait. Make them work. If it's not good enough, someone else will fill those standards. Buy a vibrator. Play with yourself. Do not let that man touch you if he has not earned the privilege of touching you. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
Fuck, this one's long. We have a story, kind of a question coming in from someone. So around October 2021, I started seeing the perfect guy. He was religious and whatnot. Things were going great until one day he pushed me off him as I dropped him home because he saw a girl go past us. Me and my friends confront the house he lived in and we saw the same girl, so it turns out he'd be living with this girl while seeing me the whole time. Wow. I used to buy food for him and he asked me to buy some of his boys at his own apartment. Turns out it was literally for her. My dumb ass decides to give him another chance because we weren't technically dating at this point, blah, blah. He moves out and things are going well. Until he leaves one of his work phones with me, I see a message pop up with an address with kisses at the end. I show my cousin and we begin to call the number with no caller ID to find out who it is. It's a girl. I'm like, oh shit. Again. We keep no caller IDing until one day my cousin asks if she knows the guy's name. I'm not going to say his name. And she says, yes, I'm the mother of his child. My heart literally stops and I don't know if she's telling the truth.
Of course she's telling the truth.
Apparently she thinks he's in prison and he's not. Also, she lives 1 hour away from where... Wait, what? Isn't she living with him? How's she living 1 hour
Probably
away?
another girl.
Wow.
Oh my.
Also lives 1 hour away from where we were, so I don't know whether to go to the address and find out who it is or what.
No.
I can't say anything because he'll know I checked his phone, but also he will deny.
He's going to gaslight you.
Part of me thinks I'm being crazy because we weren't official and I don't know. What's your advice?
Ciao.
Ouch.
Ciao, 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 ciao. On so many levels by.
I would confront him. You don't know until you ask.
But also like, fuck, like, do you want that in your life? It, like, on lies on so many levels? I
No,
would just
it
be
seems
out.
messy. It seems messy.
Are you saying for closure?
For closure, I mean, I don't believe in closure, but
Yeah, nah, ciao. Next.
no, you've got to confront everything.
Oh,
You've got to confront everything.
No, you already
Sit there,
know
do it
that
in
he's-
person, see how he crumbles.
Yeah, true. It's a
And just
satisfaction.
say, it doesn't matter if you weren't seeing it, because she keeps mentioning that they weren't like exclusive at this time.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Still lying
matter.
to you.
It's the lies. It's
And I don't think it matters if she checked his phone. His phone was there and it popped up. Like,
yeah.
she's not like going through his phone looking for something.
But even if you're
Came
going
to
through his
her.
phone, babe, go through his phone.
Yeah, if he's gonna lie to you like that, nah, that makes me feel a little ill.
So I would say my advice is to confront him. Always confront him. Confront everyone. Confront everyone and everything. You don't know until you ask. And do it in person. I like to watch people crumble.
I'm the complete opposite too. But I think you've taught me to be like that.
You've got to be... People that say they hate confrontation is my biggest red flag.
That I hate confrontation.
No,
but-
not you. Just
yeah.
in general. People are like, oh, you know, I hate confrontation. Like, who loves confrontation? Sometimes, no, sometimes it needs to be done. Sometimes you just need to ask someone outright, what did you say? Why did you do this?
What's clear communication? That's the only way that anything is ever going to work. But this situation is way too...
This guy seems trash. I would leave him out on a Tuesday morning. I think that's when you leave the trash out, or is it Wednesday?
It depends on where you are.
Yeah. Leave the trash out, let him go, but also
Also-
confront him for your own pleasure. I would sit there and be like, so I spoke to this. I would just say her name. Whatever her name is, if you know the name, I would say his name and see his body language.
Something to also take is like second chance most of the time is usually never worth it, especially if there's already lying in the
No,
mix.
if he's a liar,
He's never not going to be a liar.
that's my biggest red flag.
yeah.
A liar, no. Not for me, girl.
Very
Not for me.
disloyal, which is Raquel's biggest pet hate.
No, loyalty is the most important thing. Nothing else is more important than loyalty. They just got to keep their standards high. Don't fall into that.
Yeah.
If other women are accepting this, you don't accept that. You're different. You accept this. And if someone does not fulfill those needs and your needs aren't met and you've been vocal about that, then trust me, there are other men that'll be very, very, very happy to meet those needs.
Amen.
There is an abundance of men. Stop this scarcity mindset. There are so many men in the world that'll make you feel valuable, treat you well.
They will.
And if someone isn't doing that in the East, they wouldn't be worthy of a coffee date, a phone call, nothing. That's also a big thing that I want to tie into this. A bit of a tangent. But before you go on a date with someone, have a phone call with them.
100%.
Know if your energy is kind of connecting well to the point where you would want to be on a date with them. Don't go on a date with men who are not deserving to be on a date with you.
I completely agree with this.
And when you're
Phone calls are so important.
they are.
Even if like might be like a tiny bit awkward at the start because you like both a bit nervous. I mean, me personally being sugar, but my boyfriend and I spoke on the phone. We met in person, then we spoke on the phone like a few days later, and I've spoken to him on the phone pretty much every day since I met him.
And that's such a big thing for Lexi when that's like
I'm a texter.
the ordinary. I hate texting. If you text me, I will not reply.
But Raquel replies to me.
Don't, and occasionally, do not text me, call me. If you're a man who wants to speak to me, you'll call me. Once again, the bare minimum. You think some little message, call me, ask me how I am, what did I do today, show interest in me, and then I will show interest in you. It's all about effort.
Yeah.
There are women in the world that will, unfortunately, not know their value and accept things from men that are like, I'm talking exceptional women that accept below the bare minimum and then cry about why this man doesn't respect her.
Why do you think that is though?
Because they don't respect themselves. When you don't respect yourself, how is someone else going to respect you? When you set a high standard for yourself, it doesn't matter, darling, whether you meet those requirements or not. You've created an illusion, fake it till you make it, that you are worth such high treatment. It works. It works. And also, you just got to be comfortable with the resolution, not the resolution, the outcome.
No matter which outcome it is. If it doesn't work out, there are plenty more.
Plenty.
Fish in the sea.
You've got to live in the mindset of abundance. The world is so abundantly filled with men. You will meet your right person. You will not chase it. It will come to you. It will happen for you. That's the mindset. The mindset of scarcity, there's not enough men, there's no one there for me and I'm not good enough. You're never going to find a man in those conditions. And if you do, it's a man that will play on those vulnerabilities. Fall in love with yourself.
Self-worth, dating with standards.
Date with standards. As women, we hold our feminine energy, and if you cannot fit those requirements, once again, someone else will be more than happy to.
What are your thoughts on the bill on the first date? Who pays?
Whoever invited the other person. And I'm strict on that. If I invite my friend to go to the movies, I'm going to pay for the movie. If a man asks me to go on a date with him, it takes so much money and effort for me to get my hair done, to get my outfit sorted, to show my girlfriends, to do my makeup, my skincare, my hair. And I think it's in bad faith for the person who invited me out of my life, my comfort, to go out with them, that they wouldn't pay.
That's fair.
And if a man said he wanted to go 50-50, I'd pay for the whole date and never speak to him again. That's how it would go. I mean, I know we live in a modern society and now people believe it should be a shared payment between two people. I don't believe that. And I think if a man does that to you and he can't afford however much the date is, have a picnic. Take her out for something more simple.
Yeah, agreed.
But to ask a woman in a heterosexual relationship, I guess, to pay on the date that you've... It's not even just about paying. If a man's like to me, hey, are you free on Wednesday? Where would you like to go?
That's the biggest downer.
How about Wednesday, 7 o'clock? I'll pick you up at 6.
I don't want to be involved in the plans in any way, shape or form.
No, make the plan. You
Make
want to
the plan.
take her out, you make the plan, you decide what's going on.
Yeah.
You tell her where it is so that she's dressed accordingly, and you pick her up. Don't even ask her to meet you there. Pick her up. It's the effort. The effort is attractive.
100%. And the assertiveness.
Right?
I don't want to make a plan. I make plans all day, every day in my own life, for myself, my friends, my family, whatever
Yeah.
it is. Take the weight off my shoulders, plan the date, figure out what I like. I love Japanese. Take me for sushi.
This is something I think for the men in the West, because the men in the East have this easy. But in the West, make the plan. Don't ask her any questions. Tell her when to be ready by. Pick her up. have a date planned. The effort is attractive. Without the effort, it doesn't matter how cute you are, how funny you are, it is unattractive. It is so unattractive.
I think this also needs to go past the first date too, because I think if we talk
it's the whole courting period. See, and this is why I'm saying to women in heterosexual relationships, extend the courting period as long as possible.
But even
When you
beyond the
sleep with
courting
him,
period?
you've showed him energetically, psychologically, that he's hit the mark enough to have you. If you extend it, he's not worthy. He's not ready. He
What
hasn't
about
showed me
beyond the
enough.
courting period though? In a relationship, you've been together for like a year.
No, then it's a shared thing.
It's a shared thing, effort in terms of planning dates.
Well, it depends whatever your standard is. For me,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a princess. I like a lot of effort, but I give a lot of effort.
It's
I gas them up, make them feel good. I'm big on that. So I will show you the best time, but I expect the best time and yeah. But it's so important during the courting period.
Yeah.
And that's why, once again, cannot stress this enough, extend the time as long as possible. Make him work for you. And if he doesn't, then that just turns to disinterest.
Yeah, it's a turn off.
It's like, oh, okay, you're not doing that. I'm kind of busy. I'm kind of bored. Disclaimer, the predication of this podcast is built on diversity of thought. We may think different to you, and that's okay. Let's all learn from each other. We don't learn from people who parrot the same ideas as us. Let's all grow and flourish and just have some enriching conversations.
And everyone just needs to chill and we'll be all good.
We all good.
Right, we're done.